There's some major proposed changes coming to Social Security, so I think it's best that you guys stick around to the end of this video to hear every single one of them. And lawmakers are now realizing the importance of the program and want to keep it going for the long term. And so now they're starting to see the importance of SSI, SSDI, and Social Security because it's close to collapsing. It's about time. New information has come out that hundreds of members of Congress receive stolen investor money from the FTX Ponzi scheme, and that's way too many people. Now, do you guys think that this money should be returned to investors? Comment a quick yes or no on that one. And the Twitter files have revealed that Big Pharma did its best to censor users who had anything bad to say about the vaccines. And we have got a lot to uncover today, but before we dive in, please take a second to smash that like button. It always helps out, and I appreciate the support. And if you're in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to Washington, D.C., what Congress is talking about, Social Security, the stock market, and everything in between, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. All right, folks, let's get right into it. Now, there's some controversy with the vaccines again. And I don't know how many times I'm going to get on here with new facts about this entire ordeal, but what I do know is that you guys deserve the truth. So here it is. The Twitter files have done it again as pharma companies are front and center. Pfizer's partner BioNTech pushed hard to censor activists who demanded low-cost generic vaccines for low-income countries. Now, why would a pharmaceutical company, one that's supposed to be looking out for our health, want to do something like that? Now get this, at the onset of the health crisis, there was a push to make the solution equitable. Work with partners throughout the globe so that the problem can be solved efficiently. But according to the files, Big Pharma saw it as a threat to incredible profits and wrote to the Biden administration, which was newly elected at the time, to sanction any country that attempted to violate patent rights and create generic low-cost C-19 drugs. Now, the accounts that were thought of as fake were actual people, and BIO, the lobby group that represents biopharma, which includes both Moderna and Pfizer, gave a whopping $1.275 million to a campaign that would set content moderation rules around any C-19 misinformation, even if the information that was being shared was indeed factual. Now, I can't wrap my head around this one. How could this have actually happened? Now, why was this allowed to happen is probably the better question. And if you guys have any idea as to the why of all this, please do share them in the comment section down below. Now, you know what doesn't need a why? The importance of Social Security. Now, no question, people need that. And some congressmen are reintroducing a bipartisan Social Security Act because funds are expected to be exhausted by the year 2035. And it's called the Bipartisan Social Security Commission Act, and it's being pushed by Congressman Jake LaTurner and Representative Tom Cole. Now, according to LaTurner, Social Security isn't just another program. It's a promise made to American seniors, and Congress must work to ensure that the promise is kept. Now, if we don't take action, Social Security will soon lack the funding to pay retirees their hard-earned benefits. And I'm proud to join Representative Cole in reintroducing the Bipartisan Social Security Commission Act, which focuses on common sense solutions to save Social Security and helps guarantee Kansans get better benefits that they deserve. Common sense. I like that, folks. Now, it should be common sense that the cash flow for Social Security be kept intact. We wouldn't be here if the generations before us didn't work their butts off. And I hope that this is studied ASAP. And what happened to the idea from Senator Bernie Sanders, adding $200 a month to these benefits? Now, that's also a great idea. What do you guys think? Comment down below. And on the topic of great ideas, how about transparency? Investors lost out big to the entire FTX Ponzi scheme, and major media companies like Reuters, Bloomberg, and CNBC, just to name a few, are demanding the public disclosure of the two individuals who were responsible for guaranteeing Sam Bankman-Fried's $250 million bond. Now, you do have to wonder, who could it have been? His lawyers are saying that there would be a safety issue if the names were actually made public. And that could make sense, seeing as how a stalker tried to conduct a citizen's arrest on SBF at his parents' house. And since we're already on FTX, were you guys aware that some lawmakers received money from him? All right, guys, I know you knew that, but did you know that there were 196 of them? Yeah, shocking. The number alone would mean that about 1 in 3 members of Congress have taken donations from Sam Bankman-Fried. And we also know that even President Biden took millions of dollars as a donation. All of it stolen money. Now, do you guys think that this money will ever be audited and returned to investors? Or are we just supposed to let that money just go away? And money, we always talk about it. And if you guys remember Dr. Scott Gottlieb, you would see where I'm going with this. Gottlieb was a very vocal supporter of the vaccines. So much so that he said that if the opportunity presented itself, he would get his young kids vaccinated as long as they were made eligible. But were you guys aware that Gottlieb made more than $360,000 as a board member at Pfizer? Yep, that's right. The former FDA chief is also part of Pfizer. Wow, no wonder he kept pushing Pfizer vaccines on us and wanted us all jabbed. And speaking of wonders, Senate Minority Mitch McConnell seems to have former President Trump's back as he suggests that investigations regarding his possession of classified documents be treated in the same way as President Biden's, warning federal prosecutors to apply the same set of standards for both of them. And he added that, I think the important thing with regard to documents is that both these guys ought to be treated exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. And so I think the Attorney General probably did the right thing by having 2 special counsels. Now, what's good for one candidate for president ought to be good for another one. And Harvard Law School professor Alan Dershowitz doesn't think that the classified documents debacle with both former and current president